that we are here because we want to know the journey of the student who has secured outstandingly well in the 10th board examination. And that is a big, what you can say, a very big mm, क्या कहते हो, anxiety factor that students do have कि what actually does these toppers do? करते क्या हैं ये लोग that they get such a huge percentage, huge marks, and all such things. So we are going to bust those myths here. We are going to put a light, fresh light over entire thing. We'll be talking to Justeena and we'll be knowing that what she did actually to get to this position and how she secured such a huge or outstandingly well marks in her 10th board examination. I guess you might be having Telegram group. Do you have that Telegram group? I think you might be having that Telegram group. So what I can do right now, I can give you a Telegram group where you guys can join actually, and you guys can have a conversation with me. Okay. So you guys can just go for a Telegram chat. Okay. Hi, Justina.
Hello,
Welcome.
sir. Good evening, sir. Sorry
So
for the inconvenience caused,
no
sir.
issues, no issues, Justina. So, Justina, just one moment. I am actually guiding my students to join the Telegram group so that they can have a conversation with me. And meanwhile, I am also sharing that what they are saying and what they want to ask. So, guys, you can just go to Telegram and write down there or search. Go to the search tab and search there lockdown routine by Harsh sir. Okay, just search there lockdown routine by Harsh. You'll find the group, and there you can get added to yourself without any problem. And okay, so I'll start that group so that you guys can start conversation with me. And wait a second, so it's started now. Fine. So you guys can put a chats there. You guys can put your chats here. Okay. So hi to everyone. Great fan of self-love, Pavitra, Priya, Utkarsh, Afu. So good evening. Okay, so Justina, yes, we are ready, up and ready. We are all set. So sorry for kept you waiting. Okay, so Justina, we would like to know about you. Very eager. All the students are very much eager to know that how Justina Didi did so wonderful things and she proved herself outstandingly well in her board examinations with 97.6% marks. So people do get trembling effect, or you can say that they get goosebumps when they listen something above 90%, and this is above 95%, 97.6 actually. So how you did that? Before getting to that, how you did that, we would really like to know about you. So you can start.
Good evening, all. My name is Justeena Paulson, as I specified earlier, and I hail from the southern Indian state of Kerala, but I was born and brought up in Delhi. I'm doing my schooling in St. George's School, Alaknanda. And sir, if talking about Vedantu, my journey with Vedantu started when I was in class 6 or 7, when my mother was looking for a good tuition center for me, because I was facing problem with the subject maths, and I needed coaching. So, and with that, my mother saw this ad about Vedantu on Facebook, and after that, we connected with Vedantu, and since everything was suitable for us, all the facility, so we decided to come to be with Vedantu, and yes, it has been a blessing all these years.
That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, so your mother is a teacher.
No, no, sir, she's a house.
Okay, she's a housemaker. And your father, what he does?
He is a financial advisor.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So pretty cool, Justina. So Justina, if I now let's get into your entire life and see how you actually did it. So you were studying in a school. So what was your daily routine which you used to follow? Something which we can get on that.
Sir, I do not follow any specific daily routine because every day is different. Every day has different priorities. And so before sleeping, I would take 5 minutes and plan my next day. So I do not follow any specific schedule for the entire week or month because that never worked. I've tried that. So so according to the priorities, according to my priorities, I used to manage my time and compartmentalize my time to different subjects. That I am able to give preference to all subjects equally.
Okay, that's great. So means this one myth is actually busted, that you used to study every day with a one discipline, that every day I have to wake up at like 5 o'clock and study for 5 hours and then go to bed at this time. This this did not used to happen, correct? Okay, so this is the first learning for all of our students, that being a girl like Justina, who has got more than 97%, she also did not used to follow a very strict, disciplined routine. It was like according to the situation. Fine, that's cool. So, Justina, one more thing, that means. So, was it like that you were every day doing the same thing, that going to bed and thinking about the next day, or was it some day a downtime also? Like we always know, na, that
Yes,
okay, I'm pretty motivated every day, but was it a downtime there in your
there was
motivation?
obviously there was when I did not feel like studying, and I want to indulge in some other activities.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I made sure that I spend my time in something that was worthwhile and would also help me to just to get a break from the course, from the routine course studies that I was indulging in. Because at a time, you reach that saturation point and you don't want to continue. Yes, sir. I faced a lot of times. I've been in there, and at that time, I would also like to include that sometime, in some days, I had to pressurize myself to study, because at the time it may be limitation of time. So and all those times, yes, I tried to motivate myself.
Okay, so means roughly we can get a gist out of it, that it was not like that you were not means always a super motivated person. What most of the people do think, that okay, toppers are like 100% motivated and they do not get demoralized anytime. So you means like every human being, toppers also do get demotivated, correct?
Awesome.
Okay. Fine, that's great. That's great. Okay, so and one more thing. So actually, students are asking me this. So I have taken a question from one of the student. Students are asking that, ask Justina Didi that did she used to make her own timetable, and if she used to make her own timetable, so did she used to follow it every day, or was it like that some days followed, some days not followed, or for some period of time she followed and then again did not used to follow it? So how she used to do it on the timetable part?
Like I said before, I'm not a really strict bearer of all the timetable. I do not strictly keep with my timetable, because some days you feel complacent and you feel lazy. There have been some times. So at that time, I used to take up a light subject, not preferably maths or science, but maybe English or SST,
Okay.
something that I am more interested and would require comparatively less concentration. Uh, yes, and yes, that obviously I have faced a problem of time management in the past year, and so but towards the end, when the pressure was increasing, I needed to set a timetable. So I started compartmentalizing my time and give preference to each and every subject, because earlier in the beginning, I used to give a major portion of my time to maths, because I was scared of maths more than any subject, and
Okay.
I did more silly mistakes. So I give more time to maths, but later on towards the end, when I started to feel a bit confident on my maths on various chapters, I started to push my interest on all concentration to other subjects.
Okay, that's great. That's really great. Okay, that was about the time management. Now, Justina, if I talk about so a little about this exam pressure, or many times students feel anxiety when they are not able to complete the syllabus, or they feel anxiety when they are going into the examination hall, or they feel stressed if they are not studying. As what you said, that there used to be some downtime. So, how you used to deal with those means? Were you stressed, or were you not stressed? And if you were stressed, so how? What was your methodology to actually deal with that stress?
Yes, so obviously there were times when I was stressed, because at the end, in a nutshell, boards is all not all about, but it's about family prestige, some part of it. So that. that kind of pressure was also there.
In fact, that is there with, in fact, all the students of India, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, so I guess that was there, and apart from that, this uh, fear that will I be able to do? Will I remember everything? Because in subjects like SST, at the last day, it would feel that I am not able to recollect anything. So that really that most commonly happens with students, but actually we do remember everything. But at this last day, when we have done overstudied, at that time, we do feel that overheated, and we don't are not able to recollect all that. But in that, a major element is fear. So yes, my major struggle in the past year was with this fear and anxiety and depression, because mostly, obviously, there is this peer pressure कि उसके इतने आए मेरे इतने नहीं आए,
Hmm.
और class में भी and even in the class, there is this competition among students. So yes, that did affect me.
Okay, so
Uh,
you also had that thought कि उसके इतने आए मेरे इतने नहीं आए, तो अब कैसे
ये
करेंगे?
these are like in the on the matter of, for example, if I take a period of maths, so there are questions that students who answer really quickly and promptly, and I'm struggling with the question. There have been such times, but and on all those times I've tried to concentrate on myself, and yeah, the most important is to believe in yourself and be confident in your own self. I think that really helped me a lot. And obviously, my family was there. They encouraged me, my sister, everyone. And yes, I prayers to God, all that is a part.
That's really good. That's really good. Okay, so that's really cool, Justina. So now, if we try to get into a little deep into your study pattern, so how it means, was it study of like every day 1 hour, 2 hour, or was it like that today I'm feeling more like studying, so I'll study for like 6 to 8 hours, and tomorrow if I don't feel like, so I won't study even for 1 hour, or was it like I will be concentrating completely on school and coaching, and the rest would be taken care. So how was it like?
So, well, I am not a morning person. I can concentrate more in the night when no one is about the house, no one's roaming about the house. So, and I can concentrate more. So, I made sure that I got it, and at the same time, I made sure that I got a good sleep, because what I noticed from my friends that they sleep for 4 hours a day. They go to bed at 4 o'clock and get up at 6 o'clock and come to school, and they're dozing off the class. So, and that many people do that to cover their syllabus or in a haste, but that actually affects your brain. And um, fact check. Albert Einstein used to sleep for 10 hours a day. So we must always be careful about our sleep pattern. So that I have taken into consideration in the past year. And no, there were no particular timings. I made sure that I give some time to myself for my overall development apart from my studies, be it badminton, or be it any puzzles that would stress for a stress buster, basically.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Means one thing I can again a certain one thing for my students is that most of the students do think that toppers are only the person who wake up early. So no person can be a topper if he does not or she does not wake up early. So guys, this is an absolute myth. As what Justina is saying that she is not a morning person. So this simply shows that you can be a topper. It does not matter that at which time you wake up. It just matters that how do you manage your time once you are once you have woken up. So that's really great. Okay, so you just now said, Justina, that you were into like badminton or playing or puzzles. So do toppers do play? Is it like that, or they're like always into the?
No, well, that's a myth. I would like to specify that's a myth that we don't. The toppers don't play. Yes, we do. It is a major stress buster for a fact. And
That's
Mhm.
So in fact means again a learning booster for all of us. In fact, because what I feel or what I have been as a teacher, I have been looking at it since a long time is that play or physical activity is one such thing that without that you can't be a topper. What I do feel, because that is one such thing which makes your body circulation, blood circulation, an entire mind and body coordination pretty fine. Pretty fine. Correct me if I'm wrong, Justina.
No, sir, you're not wrong.
Okay, that's great. Fantastic. Okay, so that's really great. I talked about the studies. Now, one more doubt or one more myth which I keep on getting. So I'm actually clearing my doubts on behalf of students. So that one more myth, what students most of the time do have is that toppers are like some those people who don't go to parties, who don't attend family gatherings, who don't go to birthday parties, who don't wish their friends, who are like kind of less emotional people, and they're like do the tan theta, sin theta, cos theta, and nothing else about that. So would you like to put some light upon that?
Um, well, yes, I have heard that toppers are a bit conservative and they are more restricted to themselves. Yes, for me, when in my school, my when I was with my friends, I indulged in all kinds of fun activities. Um, but once I was back home, yes, I think yes, I one thing that I majorly concentrated was my studies. But at school, then because since most of the syllabus was complete in tuition, and you were almost clear with all the concepts, so school is a fun time.
That's great. That's great. Fantastic. Okay. So, Justina, if I talk about your school and your coaching, like Vedantu, so what do you think, your personal thought process over it, that how much your school and how much your Vedantu, how much this coaching thing, entire thing, how they impacted your studies, how did they impact your overall performance, and finally, how did they put an impact over your final result? So can you just put some light over that?
Obviously they played a major role because in school, what happens normally, in my case, what happened that at the end the teachers rushed with the syllabus, and so they could, so in some part that all the concepts were not really getting covered or cleared in my mind. But at the same time, I had support from Vedantu. I had really good teachers at Vedantu. Moreover, Vedantu also provided support material like RD Sharma or RS Agarwal solutions or previous year questions, which really helped me. And I did uh, use those support materials. Yes, they were a great help for me.
That's great. That's great. Fantastic. Okay. So and what about that? So sometimes when you felt like demotivated, so you got some support from Vedantu or like teachers motivated you, or how was it like?
But to be very honest, sir, whenever I felt motivated, my teachers were not the first person I approached. It was always my family.
That's
Always.
great. So it's again one big liner which we all can learn, or all the students would like to learn, that guys, having a family, and that too having a family like where you can have a very robust conversation really helps you a lot, because probably that is the biggest point which Justina is actually pointing it out right now, that that is the biggest stress buster, because if you have a connection with your family, probably you can talk to them anything, whatever problem you are facing. That's really great. Okay, so Justina, and now I will be talking on those lines which most of the student does have as a bad habit. So the first thing which I would like to go on, social media thing. So what is your take on that social media, Facebook, Instagram, and all such things, YouTube? So how do you take it, or what you did during your time of preparation? What was your time spend expenditure over these social media platforms? Was it there or was it not even there? And your take on that.
Well, now I do not have a social media account on any interface like Instagram or Facebook. But yes, one major distraction I can specify is YouTube.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, right. So it may be various songs or fun videos, anything. So, but at some time. after eating when I walk for some time outside. So at that time, I listen to songs and music, and it helps. It's not that I'm always into it, and it's not that I set time apart for it. I don't give it much preference, but yes, when sometimes when I am not into studying anything, I don't want to indulge in anything, be it numbers or letters or not anything. I switch on to music.
That's great. So it means, in a nutshell, we can say that you are agreeing that okay, these are distractions, kind of YouTube or other these social medias, but for some of them you were able to get rid of, like social media platforms, you were not there. But for some of them like YouTube, you were not able to get rid of it. But eventually, you came up with a plan how you
Yes,
can use it efficiently and beneficially.
I
So
said
you
because we need to be clear about our priorities
okay.
more than our interests.
Okay, that's really great. That's really great. Fantastic. And how about your mobile? So, do you have a mobile phone? Your personal mobile phone?
And this year I got one. I do
Okay.
not have a personal mobile phone.
Okay. This year you got it. So last year you were not having. So were you allowed to use your mother's phone or like dad's phone?
Yes, I was never. There was no such restrictions on using
Okay.
them.
What was your time consumption over mobile phones?
Uh, um, that it to be very specific. Now, I do not spend much of my time in the mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yes, I and my teachers mostly converse through WhatsApp. So yes, that has been a role through that I have done. And as I told you earlier, whenever I felt demotivated, I used to listen to songs.
Okay. That's great. Okay. Now, Justina, if I ask you that most of the people do say that work hard is the ultimate mantra to the success, and you have to work really hard. So I'm damn sure you have also heard about it that yes, work hard. My parents also used to say that. But after once you have cleared all these stages and now you are at this position, so what's your take on this Mool mantra that work hard and if you work hard, you'll be successful? That's the only tagline that one should follow. What do you think about it?
So, well, even at one point, I used to believe that tagline that work hard and you succeed. But then I have seen many people who sit to study for long hours, but yet aren't able to achieve really good results. As compared to the effort they are putting in. When I try to analyze, according to my observations, I think some concentrate even if you study for long hours and but your ultimate concentration is on something else, then that doesn't really make any sense. So firstly, hard work is there, but also smart work. Now,
Hmm.
intent, if to take the subject of math specifically, there are more than 100 questions in R.S. Agarwal and R.D. Sharma, and
Hmm.
sometimes it is not feasible for you to do all of them so at that time, I used to pick out the most difficult of the same type of questions that I can get a wider range of practice in maths.
Okay, that's really great. Fine. So one more thing, Justina, that this year also, and in fact, you joined means you were there in last year. Last year you were in 10th. So most of the people do have that apprehension towards this online education, online coaching system, entire online platform, because people have learned education or study things for since ages through offline medium. So and means did you find any problem in online education or Vedantu platform, or what was your take on this?
Um, to be very honest, sir, Vedantu was my first pick of tuition center. I had never experienced this on offline tuition or coaching experience. But yes, of course, that is in school. But to be very honest, I did not face any such problem. Yes, there were technical issues, but I would like to specify that the Vedantu tech team have been really prompt in solving all our doubts, our queries. Even in one instance, this a technical error had occurred in between the session. In some and all in all those times, time is wasted. That is a fact. But then Vedantu provided us a good support. Even the counselor, the personal counselor that was set for me, even that was a great help. So I did not face any major problem with this online.
Okay, fine. And so if Vedantu was so good according to means you liked it so much and you give a major part of that credit to Vedantu. So I would really like to know that many a times students does have this apprehension that sir, in offline education we were able to, or we are able to probably clear the doubts, or it looks like that probably will be able to clear the doubts. How about the online? So probably in online doubt does not get cleared, or if this doubt does not get clear, we'll not be able to qualify and will not be a topper. So did you face any such problem about doubts and handling all of these things?
Yes, sir, I had doubts, and when for one major benefit of this online education is that the teacher, suppose I can have doubts at any point. The teacher can quickly arrange a session. So with that whiteboard and all that video recording, it gives on a nutshell, it gives a good experience.
So means you are saying that rather on the contrary, rather having a less doubt support, you had a more better doubt support on Vedantu compared to any offline institute, any offline coaching or school. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, because in offline, there are particular timings you have to go in, and you can ask your doubts in the next class only. But that was not the way with me in Vedant. I could get my doubts cleared anytime.
Oh, that's great. Means it is a again a myth buster. What most of the people think that in online knowing the doubts would be tough. Rather, it looks like from your experience that in online clearing the doubts is much more quick, fast, and easy, isn't it? It's just a click away from your WhatsApp or your doubts app. You can just post the picture and you get the answer.
So yes, a WhatsApp, and you can even in the case of an offline coaching center, obviously you can talk with your teacher through WhatsApp. But then with Vedantu, with all that whiteboard and the teacher, it creates a virtual experience, and that really helps a lot.
Okay, that's great. Fantastic, fantastic. Cool. So, Justina, so means one last question. I've asked already a lot of questions from you. So, one last question. Since you have done all these things, whole 1 year of journey, and through such a hard work, you have achieved such a position, and now you are at this place. So, anything or any message which you would like to give to this coming batch or coming generation, that how they should actually prepare themselves, or how what they should take from this whole conversation, any set of guidelines, some suggestions, or your own experience in some one or two liners, if you can share with the students.
Well, sir, yes, obviously, to work hard, but above all that, to believe in yourself, be confident in yourself. That I think this mantra to have confidence in yourself has helped me throughout the year. Because obviously there were many times when I felt low, because not all times. There was times when I used to miss getting full marks by 1 or 1.5 marks, and that really affected me a lot because and in all those instances, I tried to learn from those failures. To be very honest, I would say I did not get full marks in all subjects throughout the year. Yes, I did mistakes, I did silly mistakes, but one satisfaction I have that I never repeated my mistakes. Either I learned from it and I worked on it.
Wow, that's great. Fine. So, Justina, I would not end this session so early because this conversation is looking pretty interesting. So, how about having a rapid fire round? Fine. So I would like to ask you some questions, and that too I'll just throw at you, and you don't have to think much. Whatever word comes to your mind, you have to just answer that. Okay. So I am going to ask it. Fine. So who scolds you the most, dad or mom?
Mom.
Okay. Who loves you the most, dad or mom?
Both. Is that an option?
Okay, that's great. So one friend who always had your back.
One friend.
Yes.
Yes, my school friend Aditi.
Your school friend Aditi. Okay. Uh, Science or English?
Science or English? English.
Okay. English or SST?
SST.
That's great. So I'm not going to ask you SST or maths. Obviously, it's not going to be maths. Fine. What's your dream job?
Dream job, not yet decided, sir, but something in the finance industry.
Oh, okay. Why is that? You have okay. You have an inclination towards your father's job, financial advisor.
Yes, sir. I think it's a pretty interesting job, managing all the market and all. And I more interested in commerce rather than science.
Okay, that's really great. So, okay. What is your favorite holiday spot?
Although sport,
Yeah, holiday
um,
spot.
well, I think my native place, Kerala.
Okay, that's great. Fantastic. And your favorite color?
My favorite color, ultramarine blue.
Okay. Favorite dish?
Favorite dish, chole bhature.
That's great. Delight. Okay. Delhi people always love chole bhature. And favorite hobby or pastime?
Favorite hobby, reading.
What?
Reading.
Okay, reading. Sorry. Fine. If you get 1 crore in your bank account tomorrow, what will you do?
1 crore in my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Um, First,
You're thinking a lot.
uh, there can be many things can be done with 1 crore is a huge amount. But yes, a major will be social service, especially in Delhi, where um, a lot of sanitary measures are required in a city
Okay,
like Delhi.
fine. Cool. That's great. So, yeah, that was all. So, Justina, if you have any question for me, now it's your turn. Would you like to ask anything?
No questions, sir.
No questions. That's really great. Chalo. So it was really fantastic talking to you, Justina. It was really a great time, and I am damn sure that students would have learned a lot from you, and they would be surely feeling much more confident down towards their achieving their own goal. So it was really fantastic conversation with you, Justina. Hope to see you soon, and hope to see you growing and always being happy and at the top of the world. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Justina. Bye bye. Good
Bye,
night.
sir. Good night, sir.